For all of tonight's game threes between the Sixers and Celtics. Stephen A., you start here. You got LeBron James grabbing 7 or more boards tonight when the Lakers face the Rockets. Why?
Listen, it's LeBron James. He's been exceptional. Can't say enough about him. I think that even though Michael Jordan is always and forever will be my GOAT, that this is the greatest case LeBron has ever made for GOAT status, considering the longevity of his excellence and the way he's looked in this series and throughout the season. Nothing but applause for him. And 7 rebounds tonight with as many shots as the Houston Rockets inevitably will miss. It is definitely conceivable he will have at least 7 rebounds tonight. All I'm going to say about it is this. Just the same way I'm going off about the New York Knicks, Kevin Durant better not get his ass swept. I know that much. He's too great to allow that to happen against the Lakers team without Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves. That would be very, very embarrassing and a stain on his illustrious legacy. I'm telling you that right now.
Austin Reaves is questionable for this game. We'll talk about that in a little.
Is listed as questionable.
Yeah, and he's been going through his return to play protocol. Obviously, we will see about Game 3, but certainly if he's questionable for Game 3, if not then, you would assume at least by Game 4.
Let's be honest. If he's upgraded to questionable, well, Victor's a little bit of a different thing because you don't really know how the concussion stuff's going to go. Austin Reed's going to play Friday. I mean, barring some
out
setback.
for a while, yeah, once they're upgraded to questionable and they've been ramping up, it's pretty rare to see a guy not be able to go unless there's some sort of roadblock.
Unless there's a setback
right at the end. Yep.
I'll tell you one thing, and I know that I may be getting a little ahead of myself here. You can't take Luke Kennard.
We can't. Marcus Smart's been great too.
You could take Luke Kennard out of the starting lineup just fine.
All right. Well, Luke Kennard needs to continue to play that.
Luke Kennard will play plenty, but Austin Reaves will have the ball, and the Lakers will be better for it. And what's questionable is Houston's season. I mean, this has got a chance to be a catastrophic loss of a series for the Rockets for where their season was going. And, that was not the news they needed to hear, that Austin Reaves was coming back for Game 3.
I will say this. Austin Reaves did not play well this year against Houston. I haven't studied the film to see, why, but he only averaged 13 points and shot 40% against him. So, he's coming off this injury. He's been out, I think, 3.5 weeks. So we'll see. But don't forget Luke Kennard is my comment, because that energizing that guy has been huge for the Lakers. And Reaves obviously will probably get better as he gets some minutes under his belt. But so that's the thing. The thing about this whole from the start was could the Lakers extend the series long enough to get help? Extend the series. They're the favorites. And now Reaves is coming back and Luka is starting to do some stuff. So
yeah, Luka, I still think is probably more of a next round. By the way, that next round almost certainly would be Oklahoma City. And do you know the last superstar to send the Thunder home in the playoffs? Now
I do. But speaking of next round, is it going to be next round before we see Jalen Williams?
Yes,
highly likely.
You covered this story, McMahon.
Yeah, so highly likely for a couple of reasons. One, he's out at least a week. He'll be reevaluated in a week with this left hamstring strain. Fortunately, it's a grade 1, which is about the best news you could have hoped. But I don't know that the series lasts another week. There's 3 games on the schedule, or 2 and 1 if necessary in the next week. I don't think that the Suns are going to win 2 or 3.
If the series goes past that, something pretty wild has happened.
Yeah. Now, the Thunder are 39-10 without Jalen Williams this year. 2 of those 10 were Suns wins. 1 was completely irrelevant the last night of the regular season, but 1 was in Phoenix in a game that Shea played, and the Thunder had most of their guys minus J-Dub, and Devin Booker hit the game-winning shot. I actually covered that one. So, but again, listen, will it be a sweep?
The Suns could win one of these games in Phoenix. They could get one of them without Jalen Williams. I mean, they're a solid team, but they're not winning. They should not be winning 2 of the next 3 games. That would take quite something crazy to happen.
Our friend Jeff Stotts at In Street Clothes says that the average missed time for grade 1 strains is 12 days.
So, and that's putting him probably out a game or 2 if that at that timeline, which is the average.
Well, yeah, but I mean the thing about it is that they already brought
the next round.
Right. I mean, look, they already brought this guy back from a hamstring injury, and he re-injured the other hamstring.
Re-aggravations are extremely concerning, and this is a second re-aggravation, I believe, right?
No, this is
that's right. He did one of each. That's right. Yeah. Did one of each.
But, no, the other one, it was the right hamstring. He aggravated that one again after coming back, ironically, against the Suns when he was completely lighting them on fire in February, just before the All-Star break. And
he was playing great here, too. He was playing great in this series.
He looked like All-NBA Jalen Williams. He was, like Shea said after game 1, he looks comfortable out there. He says, we're the best version of ourselves, and he's the best version of himself. We got to keep him there. And unfortunately, and he was dumb. Like the first half, he had 19 points on 7 of 8 shooting. He's just, the burst was there. He had a couple fast break buckets where it's like, whoo-wee. Like the wrist is, he got through that. Ironically, the hamstrings helped him kind of work through the wrist stuff. But he was shooting it well. He was attacking. Looked great in transition. He looked like the guy who was an All-NBA player last year. And now this just throws another wrench into things for him. And it's obviously been a really tough individual season for him, despite the Thunder's team success. He's only played 33 regular season games.
All right. Well, tomorrow, Bontemps, you're heading down Philadelphia way. I'm not sure you know how to get there. Do you need
Never
ways?
Go there.
And when you get down there, you'll be checking in on Joel Embiid, who popped up on the injury report for the 76ers on Thursday, saying doubtful for Game 3, which he's not going to play in Game 3, but that's a progression.
Why are we saying that?
Oh, that's true.
Why are we saying that?
You're right. I yield to the Joel Embiid injury whisperer. He just has given his 5. Congratulations, Bontemps. Today was your 500th Joel Embiid injury update, and so I yield
might be
to
low, unfortunately. I'm not sure if Joel's going to play or not, but I would definitely not say he's not going to play. He was in summer practice on Thursday, and he's doubtful. Now, doubtful for Joel is not like doubtful for a lot of people. Like, he very well might not play Friday, but I've seen doubtful to in a lot of times for Joel over the years. And
yes, they've been fined for it.
Well, they've been fined for out to in.
Right.
Doubtful to in is a little different. But look, when he stayed back in Philly and he started the strength and conditioning program on Monday, I had today circled to see if he did anything. And if he did anything today, I thought it opened the door to possibly come back for Game 3. He practiced some today. They upgrade him to doubtful. I think if you're, again, measuring out the odds, I think it's probably more likely he would play Sunday in Game 4. I don't know how much he'll be able to play. I don't know what the role would be. I don't know what the situation will be. But, we talked about the Hawks game earlier, the Hawks-Knicks series earlier, and the Celtics kicking away that game on Tuesday gave the underdog team some life, and it opens the door for Embiid to come back and be a factor in the series. Now, do I think he's going to walk back in and play 35 minutes? Probably not. But if you can have him come in and play 12, 15 minutes, and you can match him up with Nick Vucevic or, with Luka Garza or with certain minutes against Neemias Queta, and you can, deploy him in certain spots and have his scoring ability be a weapon for you. I mean, remember, this is a Sixers team that, like, they can get hot from 3 like they did in Game 2, but they don't necessarily have a ton of scoring options at times, and they certainly don't have a ton of size. And so being able to play Embiid some just gives them a different pitch they can throw, and a different wrinkle they can give the Celtics at both ends. And it certainly is going to ramp up the crowd. I mean, there's already going to be a crazy crowd on a Friday night in Philly with the Celtics in town.